And we are live. So finally, we back with another podcast. It's been forever. Your boy moved. Some personal situations has changed in my life. Some statuses, Facebook statuses and shit, and etc. etc. Prep, all these good things. Some not so good, but we're gonna get into all that. Man, so much has happened the past few weeks. It just feels like it's been a whole year. So prep is going good. I've like been ahead of the game the whole prep, but my water fluctuation has just been fucking crazy. And it's like I don't know why, because part of the reason is because of stress and depression and lack of sleep and all those things. But I'm saying cortisol is a motherfucker. But other than that, like I've never had my weight fluctuate like this. So it's kind of been weird. But even though my weight is fluctuating, like every week I look better. So it's weird. So that's why I was telling you when we were offline or whatever that I'm taking halo testing. I've never taken that before in my entire life. Apparently, it's like a very, very, very harsh drug for your body. So obviously I'm 2 weeks out, so it's not going to be too detrimental, but it's supposed to get you like super fucking inside out peeled. So we're gonna see what happens. I've been trying to do my research on it because I've heard of it before, but I never knew exactly what it did. But um, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't feel it's supposed to make you like real aggressive and edgy, which we all know I don't need any more than that. But
You
it's
don't
weird.
need that.
I felt like I was having a dream this morning, like about my son. I woke up and I like felt like I was gonna start crying. Like I was like, what the fuck? So like I don't know if that had something to do with it. I'm telling you, like my fucking like moods and shit as of late has just been all over the fucking place. Like sometimes I'm fucking angry, sometimes I want to cry, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes it's just fucking weird. Like this prep has been very odd. A lot of things that I've been like feeling I've never felt before. And I don't know if it's because I just don't know. I don't know. But
Do
anyway,
you think it's because you're at a different mental state this prep than you were the other preps that I've at least had the privilege of witnessing, that you're just in a different headspace this time around this season?
the only thing I can equate it to is I look the best I ever have, but my mental health is the worst it's ever been. And it has everybody's gonna be like, damn, motherfucker, you done had 10 jobs, you ain't found one that you like yet. It's kind of like I just know that I'm not meant to work a fucking regular job. I'm just not. Like I should have stayed my black ass in personal training a long time ago and never left. But it's one of those things where people in the area that we live in and shit and talking to everybody else, bodybuilding as a career, people can't see it. And if they can't see it for themselves and they wanted to deter you from doing it, whether it be your family,
Absolutely.
anybody else. So I got a big boy job and then I never looked back. And now I make like really good money and shit. But when I tell you, like the other day, I literally had a mental breakdown. Like I've never had one of those before. Like not well, I have, but not to this degree. Like um Lindsay was we're gonna explain that whole situation, whatever. But Lindsay was here earlier this week. She stayed Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. So then early Monday morning, my car tire blows. All right, whatever. I was about to get a new tire anyway. I wasn't gonna get a new tire for that particular side, but whatever. So I text my boss, right? First of all, this shows you the situation I'm in. I'm new at this job. I've done my job. I've been there for a month and I'm fucking doing the damn thing for somebody who's only been there for a month. I sent a picture of the tire to him. Now I'm a manager, right? So it's not like I'm a regular associate. It's not like I like just skip work all the time. It's not like any of this shit. In other words, there's no reason why there should be distrust. But him being the type of person that he is, I felt obligated to send a picture of it. So I sent a picture of it to him
Absolutely.
and I'm like, look, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be late, right? I'm going to get there as soon as I can, but whatever. His response was, it's on my vlog, which is going to come out, this weekend. But his response was something to the effect of, well, I can come and help you. I hope you have a spare. I'm just like, okay, no, I don't have a spare. And he's like, well, get here when you can. Your team needs you.
Well, no
Okay.
shit,
Not,
Sherlock.
you know what I'm saying? And like, so I have to tell you a little bit more about the story offline a little bit. But so then like I'm very frustrated at this point. So now I'm stressing about getting to work, and I shouldn't be, right? Because I'm doing everything. I'm calling tow trucks. I'm calling, everything, but they don't open until 8. It's like 5:30 at this point. So I wait till 8, call them, get it towed to a place to get the tire put on, and they're like, it's not going to be done till midday. So I had Lindsay drive me there, right? So make a long story short, right before I was about to leave, because they called me like around 3:30, so your car is ready. So I was gonna I'm gonna leave at 4. Like, so I'm a manager and I have supervisors under me and shit. So I got my supervisor. I'm like, okay, I'm about to leave. I gotta get my car, got them situated so they can run the rest of the floor and run the rest of the day and shit. So they got a game plan. And I'm about to walk out. And right as I'm walking out, there was like a little, I don't want to say an argument, but it was a back and forth between my supervisor and another guy. My supervisor was joking because it was just like, as a quality check guy, and he wanted to double check something that was about to go on the truck. And then my supervisor was like, oh, here you go. Why you gotta be a pain in the ass, man? Like, laughing. He got butt hurt, went to my boss. So then I'm walking at the door at this point. So now my boss is like, you need to like handle this, whatever. So I'm like, listen, Manzer, I just said his fucking name. Fuck. Anyway, I might have to edit that out. So I said, listen, don't fucking say anything to him because he's a fucking child, and you know what I'm saying? And like, you can't joke with him and shit because he's gonna be stomping around the fucking warehouse like somebody stole his fucking bike. So just don't even fucking say anything to him. I'm like, I'm out of here. So now I'm in Lindsay's car. My boss is like blowing my phone up. So what happened? I handled it. How did you handle it? Well, I told them that they need to be a part of the team and work together. What did you also tell them X, Y, and I'm like, dude, why are you handling me? Like, do you want me to be a manager for your company or not? This is a vice president, right? He shouldn't even be involved to this level. So I'm going off on a tangent now. I say all this to say that the longer that I'm there, the more I realize, why am I dealing with this shit? Like, I'm not even trying to say I'm whatever, but I have the potential to be a professional athlete, a professional bodybuilder, and I'm dealing with this shit. Now, granted, I'm not rich and I don't have the type of money in my bank account right now that I can just be like, fuck this job, let me go do me. But at the same time, it's like I have this I'm not gonna say once a lifetime, but I have a hell of an opportunity in front of me, and I'm fucking it off being here with these fucking, backyard boogie band fucking, people like being condescending to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, this is my life. Like, I'm driving to work every day to deal with this shit. And for a lot of people, that is their life. They're going to basically drive to work miserable, be miserable at work, drive home miserable, and wake up next morning and do all over again until they die. That's going to be a lot of people's life. That is not going to be my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to allow it to happen. So, make a long story short, the next day, I'm anticipating going into work, and it mentally fucked me up so bad that I couldn't even sleep that night. And I woke up and then it just hit me. Like, the depression just hit me. I woke up and like Lindsay was going to leave here to go home after I left for work. I didn't even say one word to her. I woke up, didn't say one word. Like, she made my first meal for me. I didn't even eat it. I didn't even look at her. And I just left. And I like got in my car and cried like so hard all the way to work. And then when I pulled up, like, I couldn't breathe. I really think that I had a panic attack. Like, it was so overwhelming. I had to sit in my car until I calmed down. And it's just like, this is my life. Like, I was dreading going in that building so fucking much. So that day I was like, fuck it. I came home and I just ate whatever the fuck I wanted to eat. Like, I was done. Like, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with everything. Like, I'm just done with life. I'm done with the show. I'm done with every fucking thing. Like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. I got off social media. Like, I was done. And I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, no, like, I woke up, it was like 9 o'clock at night. I went and trained legs. And then I did cardio and I got my mind together. Next day I was back on the grind, but and then like the next day I was like, man, I gotta fucking think of a way out of this shit. I have to, for my mental health, for my future, for all these things. So the moral of the story is never be complacent if it's something that you believe that you can do. Like, don't listen to other people, because other people will put their limitations on you. And then
Absolutely.
ultimately, you're the one that has to live with that shit. They don't have to live with that shit. So fuck what they say. Do what you want to do, because what they eat don't make you shit. And that was a line by Jay-Z. But
Yes. Oh, yes. But I
anyway.
just want to interject just really quick that for as long as I've known you, and I think that the dynamic of our friendship is that I tell you shit that you don't want to hear. I give it to you 100%, but I've always also been your number one hype man, and not your yes man, but your hype man. And I just think that, it's hella important to also surround yourself with people who also have the same mindset. I saw this quote that was like, if you hang with a bunch of crackheads, guess what? You about to be a crackhead. If you hang with 5 millionaires, you could be the sixth. I have always been the one to tell you, you have so much potential. Like, you have this, I'm considerably older than you. I'm considerably older than a lot of people. I've been around the globe a couple of times, and I've met and seen and dealt with a lot of people. And I can honestly say I've never met anybody quite like you. You get on my damn last nerves sometimes, but I love the fuck out of you. And I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you strive. And I know, because I was in that same situation a little over a year ago. I unfortunately lost my job, and I had to take a factory job, and I was working at a warehouse.
Yep,
and I was calling you every day like, I am ready to literally slit my neck from side to side. I don't see how you're doing this shit. I don't see how you do it. And this is not degrading. It's not diminishing people who work in warehouses. It's not any of that. Whatever you need to do to put food on the table for you and your family, whatever it is that you need to do to make ends meet, by all means, do it. But if you know that's not for you, get the fuck out. Get out, because that is some of the most soul-sucking work I have ever done in my entire life. And I've had a lot of jobs, and I was on the warehouse floor. So I can only imagine what type of buffoonery and fuckery you deal with being in the upper management shit. So just keep on keeping on, man. And, you will get to wherever it is that, you need to go, but you've got to, stay the course, and you got to get out your own head. And we both have that problem, unfortunately.
Yes. That's what a lot of people don't understand about depression. And I'm not going to say anybody's names. I don't want to put them out there like that. But sometimes people mean well from the bottom of their heart. But sometimes it's hard for people to understand that when it comes over you, it comes over you and it fucking hits you. And there's like, it's not something where, well, think of your kids. Oh, well, think of, you don't even try to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like you think that I want to be this way. It's not, I don't want to be this way, but it's just like when you get to that point, like it's just, it's hard to explain. Like, and I know it triggers mine, and I'm trying to fix it, but it's just so fucking difficult. And I think that like not even just people struggling with mental health, but going through a prep, most people who've been through a bodybuilding prep at some point have been like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? At some point, they've been like
27 meltdowns.
Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that on top of everything else, and of course the supplements you have to take in bodybuilding to be competitive, and the diet, and the outside influences and shit like that. So it's like, but for me, it's like I've always had a chip on my shoulder because I've always known that I was meant for bigger and better things. So when people are sitting there like playing on my intelligence or talking to me crazy, like I'm not the one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you like it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like certain bosses in my life I may or may not have been sick the past couple days and had a doctor's note, rightfully so. And the doctor said, I do not want you to go back until the 10th or until after the 10th, which is Monday. And I send this note to HR, right? So then he proceeds to text me like he always does and ask me, well, get well soon because your team needs you again, right? Copy is what I said. So then he says, is it strep? Because it's going around. Didn't answer. Then he says, I just got your doctor's note from HR. So if you don't mind me asking, like, what is it exactly?
It's none of your business.
Now, there's a thing called HIPAA, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. It is none of your business.
So me being the amazing, outwardly blunt person that I am, and me being, having the type of vernacular that I do and be able to put words, together like I can, I said, I'm not really sure why you're asking me these questions. I appreciate your concern, but the way the HIPAA is set up is, I don't have to share this information, and it's against the law. And he goes, well, if you share it, it's not against the law. I'm like, exactly. Thank you for making my point for me. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really say anything after that. I'm paraphrasing. He wrote me something this fucking long. I might not have a job is what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, because Kentucky is an at-will state. So there's that. I didn't say anything disrespectful. I didn't do anything disrespectful. But this is my point, right? This is my point. So I'm just painting you all a picture of what's been going on in my life and the reason why I've been so stressed out and so mentally unstable with my depression. It's worse it's ever been. But I've had some of the greatest things that's happened to me too. So that's the negative side of it. The positive side of it is I've looked the best that I ever have. I've had the opportunity to meet somebody. They may or may not be on the podcast soon. I'm still working on that because I think that it'd be a very good perspective to have somebody on who has never dated a bodybuilder before and what their experience is, to give people some insight on that and what they've learned and how they view it. Because I'm telling you, she had to step up to the learning curve quick. Like it wasn't something that, you know what I mean? Because we were talking right in the middle of my prep and I made it very abundantly clear that this has to come first, point blank and period. And that's what it is, because this is my dream. This is my goal in life right now.
Absolutely.
So that being said, it's a lot. So, but anyway, I wanted this podcast to kind of be like me catching up with my best friend, because that's what I'm doing, right? Because this is real life. This is me in real life. This is real life conversations that we have. And I'm me being as transparent as I am, which I've already told y'all a lot of shit, but me crying and all this type of shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just what I want this podcast to be about. I wanted to be about the podcast in its entirety. But this episode, I really wanted to dive into what I've been going through with my mental health, with prep, with all the above. And plus a lot of shit we haven't even talked about. Michelle and I. So she's literally hearing this shit for the first time.
So, yes, I am. And we're going to talk about that offline. So, yeah.
So, but here's the thing about depression. When people go through depression, different ways. Me, when I go through mine, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I don't want to talk to my mom. If I'm dating somebody, I don't want to talk to them. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it just is. So that's the reason why I want to, when she goes through it too, she's like that too, but I understand. But certain people in your life might not understand. But it's your obligation to try to make an effort to baby step them into your world and explain to them, which I have a piss poor way of doing things when it comes to communication about how I feel. Sounds fucked up, I know, because here I am talking about me crying and all this other shit in front of everybody. But when it comes to a one-on-one personal situation, it's different for me, right? So with that being said, you heard when I told her, like when I went through my shit, I didn't even talk to her. I didn't say shit. You know what I'm saying? I just walked out and left. When I mean I didn't say shit, I didn't say One word at all. Like just turned off. That's it. And it's like when I come back mentally and I really think about it, I'm like, fuck, it makes me whatever. And then a conversation is had. But it's one of those things where if you have a friend or if you suffer from mental health, it's very imperative that even if you're not willing to talk to somebody, that you do your own research on how you can cope with your mental health and how you can come out of it. Because even though I went in pretty bad, pretty deep this time, I was able to come out of it in a day. Sometimes people don't come out of the shit for a week or longer. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where over the years I figured out my coping mechanisms, and my biggest one is the gym. Ironically enough, so then that's what I did, and I kind of got back a little bit, and here I am. But if when there's a will, there's a way. If you really want something bad enough, then do what the fuck it takes to make it. Because right now, I don't give a fuck. Like, if it means me getting rid of my car, where I live, that's how fucking bad I want this shit. That's how bad I want to be successful. That's how bad I want to get out of this fucking job and never have to work a job again. Because, like I told you, I make really good money, especially for this area. But I would trade my life for your life in a second, because she does what she loves. She makes her own fucking schedule, all this shit. Me, I'm not afforded that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's her own boss in her own way. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a problem, because being an entrepreneur is in my bloodline. My dad was one, you know what I'm saying? His brother was one. Like, it's in my blood. So it's like, and I have the intellect and the business, IQ to be able to be one. So it pains me when I see, case in point, a wise man told me this shit once. More people in life will show you how not to do something than how to do something. And I've seen it time after time again for the short stint of time I've been at this fucking company. And it's not just me. I have people on my team coming to me because they have PTSD of the manager before them and the manager above me. So, yeah. So, you know what I mean? So I'm talking them off a ledge. Meanwhile, I'm close to the fucking edge myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's, right. I had a couple of them crying the other day. You know how a brother be getting on his little Eric Thomas shit. They was crying and shit. And I was like, look, man, like, you only have one life. If you want to leave, leave. Shit, I might be behind you today. I don't fucking know. But I do know one thing. Life is not certain. And if you think that this is going to be your end all be all, then it will. It's up to you to make a change and to do something different. So there's a couple of things that I want to say to the audience. And this is not even bodybuilding related. This is life related, is do what you're passionate about. Because if you do something for money, you'll get the money eventually, but you won't be happy. If you do something that you're passionate and makes you happy, the money will come, because whatever product or service, you're going to put your all into it and have fun while doing so. Therefore, the money will come even faster and be even more plentiful. See, absolutely. And I wish was told to me, but I'm from a small little fucking town where that's all you do, right? You're supposed to go to college. You don't go to college, you're not shit. You get a job, and then you work that job until you die. Like that was the mentality that I was, raised around. So with that being said, like, all the shit I'm trying to do now was, even to this day, my parents, my family, they don't understand. They see the podcast, they see the YouTube channel, they see me competing, but they don't know, like, he can't make a living out of that. Like, he can't, you know what I'm saying? It's not because they mean well, but they're just not going to understand it.
Absolutely.
So all the 16, 25-year-olds out there, fuck everybody, get out there and get your own. Because if you don't, then you have to live with the circumstances and the consequences of, your actions or lack thereof. And then you'll end up like me. But I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to keep fucking going. But anyway.
If I can segue real quick off of your depressive episodes, because I think that's something that definitely needs to be spoken about, especially mental health awareness. That's one of my biggest platforms that I use my social media for. Is not only is it something that's really obviously very detrimental, people have lost their lives over it, but it's extremely detrimental to those of us who suffer, and we know what our triggers are. We know how to get ourselves out of it. But very much like you, when I shut down, I shut down. Like there's no getting to me. You can't get to me. Your mom can't get to me. My son can't get, like nobody can get to me. But I think if you do have someone that you truly love and care for, you know, you've got Lindsay, you've got me, you know, I've got a couple of people, is that you open that area of communication with somebody, that I'm going to give you your space. I'm going to let you do what you need to do, get in your feels, cry about it, you know, eat your pizza, whatever you need to do. But you need to check in with me every 3 days, because if not, then people who overthink, I'm a huge overthinker. I'm like, okay, something happened to him. Right. Well, what happened to him? Well, he's laying dead in his apartment. Well, now he's dead and bloated. And in your case, to be like, well, she's passed out on the couch and her cats are fucking eating her, or whatever the case may be. So I think that along with realizing what your triggers and what your coping mechanisms are, for the people that are within your inner circle, you have to have this conversation with them that say, listen, I do suffer from manic depressive episodes. They can get really nasty. They can get really dark, and it's not anything against you personally, but this is what I'm going to try to do, is don't take it personally, but I will send you a thumbs up every 3 days. I'll send you a middle finger. I will send you a dot, just so that I know that whoever it is that's suffering is okay. And I was going to talk to you about that too. Like, we got to come up with some form of communication, because when you ghost, it scares me. And when you are on the outside looking in, like Larry said, I didn't know all this stuff was going on because we both got so busy throughout the week. We didn't have a time to disconnect or to connect. So I think that it's really important that we need to find some means of communication. Like, if you're going through it, I respect that. You know that I'm here for you when and if you're ready to talk, but you got to check in with me, homie. And I got to do it too, because I'm really, really bad about it. You know, my downstairs neighbor, she takes care of my animals when I go on LSR trips. And she's like, during this past, when COVID first hit last year, she would come up and knock on the door every 5-6 days. That was the height of my depression. The gym's closed. I lost my job. Yeah. My car had broke down at that point. I couldn't see my son. I lived by myself. I was completely isolated. Like, I lived in this apartment. I didn't even leave to go check the mail. So she would come upstairs every 3 or 4 days just to make sure I was okay. She's like, Michelle, I haven't even heard you move. And we have very, very thin subflooring here. You can hear when other people shower. You can hear when there's arguments. She didn't even hear me move. I wasn't taking showers. I wasn't brushing my teeth. I wasn't eating. Like, it got really, really bad, like really, really, really bad. So when you have people who genuinely care for you, you need to have that open dialogue and communication and let them know, this is, if I'm suffering or I feel like one's getting ready to come on, I promise you that I will do everything that I can to at least send you a dot every 4 days, or whatever you and that person agree on, so that they know that even though you're having a depressive state, you're not suicidal, because there is a difference between the two. And when you don't hear from somebody, you tend to think that they're suicidal and you think the absolute worst. So that's my little, soapbox on that shit.
That's 100% true. Like, and I can't say too much, because if I do, I'm gonna get in fucking trouble. Because I'm an open. So here's the thing: just because you might be an open book does not mean the person that you're with is, right. So then I got now I have to be careful with some of the shit that I say, because boy might get fucked up, off camera. So if I come back and I got black eyes and shit, I got the shit knocked out of me for some shit that I said. So I don't want to slip up and say too much, but I will say this. This is just in general. Fuck it. We're going to say this is just in general, right? Sometimes I feel like people suffer depression. Like, they don't want you to fix their problem or try to find a solution. It's just, they just want you to be there. You don't have to say shit. You don't have to try to cure cancer. You know what I'm saying? You have to do none of that. You have to order me a pizza. Well, yeah, you can order me a pizza. That might help.
You got to order your pizza. Yeah.
This, like, fucking just be there. Like, this, your presence. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Because I think a lot of times the people who don't struggle with depression, or and they're with somebody who struggles with depression, they feel a sense of obligation of like they need to fix something. And you know what I mean? Like, and they might unintentionally end up making the shit worse because it's gonna irritate you, right? Like, well, it's a pretty day outside, or well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the bright side. Like this, I don't know, any fucking corny shit.
I totally get it.
And it's like,
absolutely.
you don't fucking think that I've thought of this shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think I want to be this way? Like, I'm a pretty intelligent person. I'm just using my this is hypothetical, right? Don't get a brother fucked up. This is hypothetical. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like from a general perspective, a lot of people go through this who struggle with depression. But moving on from that, so let's start talking about something a little bit different, just kind of change channels a little bit. So Michelle apparently seems to think that, so I have a newfound, I'm not going to say addiction. Addiction is strong. So I'm kind of starting to fuck with TikTok now, right? So here's what happened, right? I may or may not have fucked around and put a video on there the other day, right? Just to see what the fuck would happen. I was just curious. Right? Cause I've had like 3 or 4 videos of my shit anyway, and then, like, they didn't really do nothing. Let me throw this on here and see what happens.
It was a thirst trap.
Hold on. We're gonna explain that in a second. So I threw it on there, right? Now, fuck it. I don't think she's gonna care if I say this. I originally made this video to try to get some brownie points from the person that I'm with. Cause I tagged them in shit on Facebook in my Facebook story. And I was like, you know what? I wonder what would happen if I posted this shit on my TikTok. Now, let me preface this by saying a brother's trying to get back into modeling again. Okay. So with that being said, I'm like, let me see what happens, right? I'm a decent looking person. I want to see where I fit in the food chain and shit. So I threw it on there, put a couple hashtags and shit. Boom, like my shit started blowing the fuck up. And then like I had like maybe like 10 followers or some shit in like 2 days. It's like up to like almost 500. And like I had like 2,000 or something like likes or something on that one like little video and shit. So I'm like, shit's kind of dope. So I'm like, fuck it. I mean, I gotta tell her now. Shit, I can't. Cause I don't want to be like I'm posting this shit on the low. So I was like, yo, like I posted this on TikTok and like this is what happened. Totally did not get the response I thought I was gonna get. I thought she's gonna be low key mad at me because you know how women get, like if you send them something and then you post it on social media too, they'd be like, why the fuck you sent that to me? You know, that's supposed to be mine and shit. And you did not go that way.
Men are the same way.
So she was like, she's like, damn, you need to fucking keep posting some shit like that. I mean, she had to give me shit about it at first, like she was fucking with me. And she's like, no, you need to get your following up. Like, that's how you, whatever, like put more hashtags and send to the third. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I kept on doing it and it kept on working, like, and it's still working. So I'm like, fuck it. We're going to see what happens. Cause I'm just trying to get more eyeballs on me. But just so y'all know, I'm not going to be one of those dudes who just post shit like that. If you look at my damn bio on TikTok, it will say bodybuilder, personal trainer, mental health advocate, and fitness model, which I'm aspiring to be again. I was once before, and I'm aspiring to be that again. So I have and if you look at my page right now, you will see all of the above. You will see videos of me doing my ish. You will see videos of me talking about mental health. You'll see videos of me doing bodybuilding shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's all encompassing, right, of who I am. So I'm not fronting what you kids would say capping. It's literally what I say in the bio is what my page on TikTok consists of. That being said, go follow your boy. Hold on, I don't even know what my handle is and shit. You know, I just now got back on there. Hold on. It's damn, I got some more people. It's at Larry Hill 46. Go fuck with your boy. But anyway, so that made me feel kind of, listen, if you all say that when people like your pictures, it don't make you fucking feel good, you're lying to yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You have my fucking permission to accept that shit, and it's okay. Just don't let it define who you are. But people pretend like they don't be, I don't post for other people, I post for myself. Really? So if this was I Am Legend and you were the only person on the face of this fucking planet, you'd be putting filters on your shit and putting makeup on and all that shit. Really? No, you wouldn't. But it's okay because we all fucking do it, right? All of us fucking do it. It's okay.
Right.
So anyway, I felt like I had to clear the air with that shit and explain myself and shit because
You got a text message from me talking
yeah.
about what the fuck are you doing?
She gonna say, well, I'm single. Cause I try to say, you post worse shit. I'm single. What the fuck does that mean? You trying to say I'm over here trying to,
I'm like,
and I'll have you
listen. My main concern is your girl.
listen.
I have to say that as close as you and I are, my number one absolute thing is for you to be happy and for you to be genuinely treated the way that you deserve to be treated. So anyone that comes in your life, I'm going to be whatever with, because this is like, there is no word in the English or human language to describe the type of relationship that Larry and I have.
Mhm.
It's otherworldly. We could get on a whole different tangent about me being an empath and me feeling his feelings. I mean, all of it. We could go on a whole different podcast about that. So I just want him to be with someone who treats him the way that he deserves to be treated, because although he's done his dirt, absolutely, as we all have, he's such a phenomenal man. He deserves to have a phenomenal woman in his life. So anyone that comes in his life, I give them the third degree. I'm like, I need to know this, and this. And then my FBI skills will start kicking in and I start doing research and I'm like, no, she's got to go. She ain't the one for you. And I've said that a couple of times, unfortunately. But this one here.
So let me tell you
That's
what
the
happened.
only
So
reason.
was it last night? It's either it was the night before. We were sitting there looking at the comments that women were posting. Because of course, 99.7% of people who follow me are women now because of that shit, whatever. So we're on the phone. I got her on speakerphone. She got me on speakerphone. We both scrolling and like we're reading these comments that these women are leaving me, and we're sitting there laughing about it and shit. And she's like, "Look what this girl," and like she laugh about. That's what I'm saying. Like she's cool. Like it ain't no shit. Like I'm trying to hide some shit or she don't feel certain. If she felt a certain type of way, I wouldn't do it because it ain't that important. It ain't that important to me. But
Yeah.
that's the reason why I told her about it. I want to see what she would say. But no, I mean she was cool with it. She's like, you need to post more or whatever. So I was like, all right, like
I love that.
But she was
And
like,
you're going to get a huge following because that's the niche that you found. I found my niche on TikTok and now I've got, I think, 20,000 followers now.
Yeah, I know. I peeped that shit.
And because you just have to find your niche, and I'm not going to sit here and do these dances because I don't have the fucking knees for it no more. And I'm old. I can't do that shit no more. So don't. I just pose. I don't be twerking my shit. So back off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Have you seen some of these dances that these young girls are doing? I'm like, man, if they had TikTok when I was in my 20s, it would have been over.
You're lucky you don't go to church because if you did, your ass would be struck the fuck down. I literally just saw a video of you twerking. Literally. This was yesterday. I wish I would have fucking commented on so you got so many damn videos on here, I can't fucking find it.
I have to. That's another thing is that you got to keep up on it if you want to keep gaining traction and keep getting followers or whatever. But we'll talk about that at a later date. But
I wish I could find that video.
I know which one you're talking about, and I'm not twerking. I'm not twerking.
Well, you have a funny fucking way of not twerking.
I'm literally going like this. That is not twerking. Okay, I am not down on my knees. Listen, none of that, because my knees can't take that shit.
When your ass does this, that is twerking. This look, this is your ass. Look, when it does this, that's fucking twerking. The fuck you mean? Shit. I'm not twerking. That's the first thing I said too. I'm scrolling by. I'm like, and then like that's when you said like, look at you, these thirst traps. I was like, wow, really? Because everyone I posted was just my face. That's it. Which one that I posted wasn't my face? All right, fuck it. I can't.
Okay, so I even showed a really good friend of mine, Elizabeth, the one where your locks are down and everything. And she said, "You're gonna have to bleep this out, probably." She was like, "What the fucking fuck?" And just proceeded to like
hold on,
blurt out all these expletives. And she was like, the looks that it's not about being naked here. Okay. It's not about nudity. It's not about showing titties. It's not about showing your ass. It's an attitude. It's a demeanor that you have. I have it too sometimes on a good day. It's the way that you carry yourself. It's the aura. It's the whole alpha king, or in my case queen, type of mentality that we have that comes through on camera. I could be literally dressed from head to toe like a nun, and I don't want to toot my own horn or any of that, because I'm not better than the next person. But if I really wanted to pull somebody in a nun uniform, I could. Same with you. It's not about the fact that your chest was showing or any of that. It was the look that you were giving the camera. It was the song that you had in the background, which is all about subliminal messages. It's all of that that's tied in together.
But hold on,
that's what makes it a thirst trap.
But no, that's not fair. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know me, so you know. Most people don't fucking know. They're not fucking, in the little Morpheus and Neo clique and shit. They still in the Matrix. They don't know what I'm trying to do and shit. But see, you know me, so you know my motive. So that's not fair. It's called cheating. For the rest of the world, you know what I'm saying? For the rest of it's like me using telepathy, but you're a telepath too, so you know what I'm doing because you read my mind while I'm fucking with other people mentally. See,
absolutely.
But from face value, I don't know if y'all can see that. You can see it a little bit.
Tilt it down a little bit.
I'm fully clothed. I have sunglasses. I mean, shit, you can barely even see me.
It's the song.
I'm covered up. The song is literally saying, "I just want to let my hair down."
It's that little side smirky thing that you do.
Listen, I could go to my kid's school and play this video for the whole class, and it would be okay.
They're 10.
Could you now? Hold on. All right, hey, my analogies is on fucking 10. I can go to my kid's school and play that video, and it would be okay. Could you say the same?
Yes.
They would call Megan Stallion to come headlock you and get you out there.
First of all, if you were to play that in the teacher's lounge, you're going to come home with like four tutors for your kids. They all gonna want to come and tutor your damn kids. Okay. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. I love giving you a hard time. The industry that we are in, especially with bodybuilding and especially with the society that we live in, sex sells. Not even gonna lie about it. Mm-hmm. Being a competitor, you and I talk about this ad nauseum. There's nothing wrong with this category. I want to preface it that first. Bikini. If you all don't know the differences in classes, look it up. But the bikini category is very sexy. Some of the most beautiful women I have ever seen on the face of this planet. Because I also work for a suntan company, so I spray tan these competitors. But their aura, their stage presence, all of that is just oozing with sex. The way they toss their hair, that little booty shape, all of that is very derived from sex. And because it is a more socially acceptable look for women, and so they're like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and do this, that, and the third, and this will sell more tickets. So when you go to a bodybuilding show, if you notice the bikini class, that shit takes all fucking day, all day.
Yeah, it's freaking
all day. Okay. And then it comes to the rest of the classes, and then it goes to the men's or whichever order it goes to. But bikini, like I wholeheartedly think they need to have their own damn day, because there is just billions of them beautiful girls, just beautiful. But it's such a big class, but sex sells. And you and I say that all the damn time. So
speaking of sex sells, we're gonna play a little game right now, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna compare my IG to your IG in the form of, you
Okay.
know, my innocence on my page, because I'm very innocent.
Oh
So
my God.
we'll go to your page first.
You have also revamped your page. So let's go ahead
But
and
hold on, but
edit that in there.
I never had anything that was revealing. I mean, other than bodybuilding shit. But now, just to be clear, I think that whether you're a man or you're a woman, you should be able to dress however the fuck you want to dress. I'm just simply making a point because she called me out. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
I
All
never
right.
said
So
I
if you all
don't
want to
do it.
follow her, go to Purple Lady 215. That's her personal page, and she has a fitness page as well, which is Purple Lady Fit. We're gonna go to my page. Bodybuilding, 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 bodybuilding. See?
Oh, what's your other page?
And I don't count. I don't use that page anymore. I really don't. I don't use it anymore. I swear I don't use it anymore. And when every picture I have on that other page is on this page too. Like,
oh my God, that's
but
hilarious.
see, a majority of this is bodybuilding. I mean, it's some whatever, but I mean, it ain't like, you know, I don't have anything sensual on here. You know what I mean? See, I don't post well, that's a little thirst trapish, but you know,
that picture, yeah.
Majority of my pictures are not. All right. What y'all don't know is y'all haven't seen my stories, but that's different, you know, whatever. I may or may not not anymore, you know, I'm not out there like that anymore, but you know, once upon a time, I may or may not have put a couple suspect pictures on my story. See, that's the reason why you put it on your story, not your page. You don't incriminate yourself. You know,
Right. I'm learning. I'm learning. Trust me, I'm learning. But I'm just giving you a hard time. But I also do it because I do it for many reasons. One of them is because I am 41 years old, and you know, I work hard for the way that I look, and I want to be able to show off the fruits of my labor. Now, granted, I don't, you know, I prep technically just started, so it's still the off season. But I think for the most part, I look pretty damn good for being 41 years old. And I want to be able to showcase that. Number one. Number two, I also want to showcase the fact that I may look a certain way and I may post pictures and, you know, I might be a very sexual person and sensual person. But that doesn't mean that you get to come at me any type of way. I still deserve to be spoken to like I have a lick of fucking sense.
I gave up
Just
on that a long time ago.
because shut up.
Just give up. Give up. I'm telling you, give up. Listen, look, this has been an argument of ours for years. If you're in the industry that we're in and you look halfway decent, it's gonna happen. It happens to men, it happens to women, it happens to me.
A lot better.
You know, I'm just thank you.
I have. I've gotten a lot
in their
better.
own little weird way, misogynistic way. To them, they're complimenting you. Now, is it disrespectful? Of course it is. Is it crude? Yes. Is all these things. Two things are going to come of it. You wasting time out of your day, like trying to convince them to have some type of conscience and respect, or you can just, it's the cost of doing business. You know what I mean? And that's just how I look at it. So I'm just like, fuck it. You know, I gave up a long time ago, which brings me to my next point. I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, well, a topic rather. And then we got to get off here because I got to go to the gym. But I have a theory. You know what I mean? I finally have figured out why attractive women date ugly dudes. I figured. Listen, This has been 15 years of independent research, not even for school, just to do it. I finally figured the shit out. So here it is. This is my hypothesis, right? And I have friends who are ugly, and they know that they're ugly. I've told them they're ugly. But here's the thing. No, but listen, not everybody can be good at everything, right? Like I'm not good at math. There's a lot of things I'm not good at, right? I'm not saying that I'm like beautiful and no shit like that, but I'm not necessarily ugly neither. But I mean, they just happen to not be the most attractive. And they know it, they embrace it, right? But here's the thing. It's easier for an ugly guy to be loyal than it is a guy who is good looking, period.
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing. There's no
Absolutely.
temptation. You have no temptation because if nothing, listen, I'm pretty sure that every single guy can not every single guy, but a good portion of men can withhold from going to look for something. It's when it comes to you. Why you think DoorDash is so popular? That shit comes to you. You ain't got to go nowhere. So when it comes to you, that's when the shit gets real because it's right there in your fucking face. So men who are decently attractive deal with that shit all the time. And I think women notice that shit and they realize that shit. It's the reason why you see or you hear a lot of women say it's not about looks, or they typically don't date attractive men, or they typically whatever because of that, which I understand. I'm not hating because I get it. Because let me tell you something. I'm insecure too. I don't know if I would date. Well, the person I'm with, I do. To me, listen. I almost fucked myself up on that comment right there. I really almost fucked myself up. See, I have to keep on forgetting I'm in a relationship and shit. Let me rephrase what I'm about to say. In the past, and if I was to be single again, I don't know that if it was a woman who was very, 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 very attractive, like modeling and all stuff, like I don't know if I could handle it. I don't know. Because if the closer I got to them, I'd probably feel a type of way. But I understand that's my own insecurity. I know I'm secure enough to know that I would be insecure with somebody who was that attractive and got that much attention. I know I would be. I know how I am.
That's a really, first of all, kudos to you for even admitting that, especially being a man, because not a lot of men would ever admit to that.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
sure. Because I feel like it's somebody who may or may not get a level of attention. I feel like nobody can say that doesn't make them feel a certain type of way, like as far as good. So then it's kind of like, I don't know. That's what my intuition tells me. Maybe be different if it actually happened, but my intuition says if they got like a lot of attention and they were super attractive, and whatever, like I don't know. I would like to think that I probably would feel a certain type of way, but
well, if I could, once again, I really want to preface this by saying I don't think I'm the shit, because I'm not. Clearly, Larry texted me like 30 minutes beforehand, and I'm out doing grocery shopping and I look like a fucking potato, and he was like, do you want to do this podcast? And I'm like, shit, okay. I did cardio this morning, I haven't even showered yet, like I stink, like all this. But I know I have certain angles on camera. I know how to flex certain things to make them pop and make them look good, which is evident by my social media. I recently found out one of the reasons, other than me being extremely aggressive, alpha, and picky, the reason why I'm single is that men don't want to hit on me or even approach me because of the way that I look. I'm almost, quote unquote, once again, I'm not prefacing by saying I'm the shit, because I'm not. I'm unapproachable. I'm unattainable. And I got told that like 2 or 3 days ago. They were like, wow, I can't believe that you're single. Why are you single looking the way that you do? I bet you have all types of people in your inbox, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I used to be that girl that was like, I want to date someone who is insanely attractive. This doesn't go for everybody, but people who are more average looking are more receptive and more, what's the word I'm looking for? Appreciative.
You know what it is?
Is that the word?
No, you know what it is? I know what you're trying to say because I figured the shit out too. Once upon a time, Damn, I wish I had a picture. I wish I had a picture I could show y'all. But once upon a time, your boy was looking very, 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 very awkward. And I had these big ass fucking glasses. Like my mom, for some reason in the 90s, was dressing me in corduroy fucking pants and shit. Like you could fucking take a card and just like my shit was fucking. I'm telling you. So I was not the most attractive person. But what that brings is you have to compensate for that. It causes you to have more character. And so usually average looking people or below average, they might not look the best, but they have character, right?
Absolutely.
They're funny. You know what I'm saying? They're well traveled, they're well versed, you know, whatever. They can hold a conversation because you have to build that character because you don't have this. You know what I'm saying? Like later on in life, like I kind of grew into my own. But for a lot of years, I didn't have none of that. So that's the reason why, like, you know, I'm funny and I have all these things about me and shit like that because I had to have something, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, I can attest to that. Like, and no, you're
well, you see my baby pictures I posted earlier. I was not.
Yeah,
I had a unibrow.
You put that on.
I had these big ass chipmunk cheeks.
Hold on, you
I
did
had
put
a
that
big
on.
old 80s fro. You know what I'm saying? So I too, and also me being raised in the environment that I was raised in, which was predominantly Caucasian, nobody looked like me. So I had to fit in somehow. So I became super funny. And I studied and I became well-versed in the topics that I'm, you know, well-versed in and became intelligent and learned how to, you know, use certain vernacular and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I also think like, coming from a woman's standpoint, a good looking dude, they're cocky as shit. And that's a huge fucking turnoff. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky. Like just because you look good doesn't mean that I owe you shit. Just because you're fine doesn't mean I owe you my number, doesn't mean that I owe you sex, doesn't mean any of that. And I think that when you come to the ridiculously stupid good looking people, they have that mentality that they're owed something. But when you are average or were raised average, and then like almost like the caterpillar syndrome that you and I both now are these butterflies, but we had a couple of questionable years there in the beginning, that we're more appreciative. You know, we want to be able to connect with somebody better than just the physical. We want to know what goes on in their mind, goes on with their day, goes on how they think, what their opinion. There I am. You were freaking.
You were so freaking adorable. Your little cheek.
See, I always had an attitude. Yeah. That was my dad's motorcycle. That's me with the big old fro. Yeah, that's me.
Oh my God.
That's me in the tub again. I love being naked, apparently. So, yeah, go back to the other one. That was, no, the one on the bike. The one on the motorcycle.
There we go.
So that was the 17th of July, 1981.
Damn.
So I was born in 1979. September of 79. So that was right before my birthday in the fall of 81. So my third birthday, right before my third birthday. Yeah. Your girl was sporting the Kmart and the stripes, always had an attitude. That's one of my mom's really good friends, Connie. I have no idea who these other babies are. I obviously don't remember them. But yeah, fro, giant fucking cheeks, unibrow, you name it.
You did not have no damn unibrow.
I did.
No, you did.
Well, you can't see it. It grew in, I guess, when, you know, hormones started taking in my teenage years and had to start plucking them bitches. But anyway, yeah, so that's your girl. That's MJ right there.
Damn, I wonder. Let me see something real quick.
Oh my goodness.
So if
goodness gracious.
If any of y'all, this is my Facebook page, in case y'all want to send the brother a friend request. There we go. Look, all right, perfect example.
Yes, that's the picture I was thinking about. Either that one or when you were in your Marines, when you were getting off the
That's where your boy
platform.
started in the midst of my character building days, right there.
That doesn't even look like you.
That'll make your ass humble, right there, boy. That will make your ass humble. Why are my nipples so pointy? That's crazy. My chest is flat as my back. That was like the year I started bodybuilding. Like I was just now getting, like I wasn't doing it, but like I was like collecting the magazines, like Muscle and Fitness and Flex and all that.
How old were you in that picture?
I think I was 13, maybe 12 or 13.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 12 or 13, something like that. Yeah, man, that was that man. I remember that shit too. Anyway,
That is something else.
yeah, it's
Now look
crazy.
at us. Now
Yep.
look at us. Now we're in. If you would have told me at, when I was even married to my first husband that I would be a competitive bodybuilder, I would push you down a flight of fucking stairs. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Had you told me as a very awkward 13-year-old with, buck teeth before I got my braces and that really weird, uncomfortable stage where some girls are still carrying that baby fat and I'm chubby but not skinny and hairy and just completely not societal's norm of attractive, that I would be a competitive bodybuilder, I would have laughed in your face and asked you, what kind of crack are you smoking? I didn't get to it as early as you did. You've been doing it since you were like 13, 14 years old. I didn't get into this until I was 38. So Larry's got light years worth of knowledge when it comes to bodybuilding on me. And so when I have questions, comments, or concerns, he's my go-to. He's my go-to on a lot of things, but especially when it comes to bodybuilding, I'm like, when I'm in prep, I'm like, I know it's my fourth season, but is this supposed to happen? Because my body's doing some weird shit. And he's like, yep, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Just go with the flow. It is what it is. Keep doing what you're doing. And my second prep, which is at that point was the best that I had ever looked to date. He and I went through prep together there for a little bit. And I was constantly calling and texting him like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. He's like, listen, this is what you should do. You have a coach, but try this instead, do this or whatever the situation is. And now, thanks to him, actually, kudos to Larry, the coach that I have now is because of him, because he was so highly recommended, because I held his opinion so high and I value his input so much, although I still don't listen to him, that the coach that I have now is the one that I've been with. And this will be our second show, right? Because of COVID. Yeah, our second show season together. So for that, I'm extremely thankful too. So kudos to you, man. You've done some great things in the short amount of time that you've been on this planet. I know that you are your harshest and worst critic, and I don't know if it's the alpha in you. I don't know if it's the Virgo in you. I don't know what it is in your perfectionist mindset. But I also can't say anything because I have those type of tendencies as well. But what I've been trying to help myself get through my manic depressive episodes, because I just recently came out of one. Unfortunately, my uncle passed away earlier this week. And it's one of my dad's remaining brothers. I think he's only got 2 left. But I didn't know him. We weren't close, but he was still family. So it still affected me in a way that I didn't really think that it would. I just take it day by day and do small victories. That's what's been getting me through my days. You said what gets you out of your depressive episodes. For me, it's small victories. I got up and I showered. I got up and I cleaned the house. Today, the past 2 days, I've been getting up when the sun rises and I've been going outside for my walk. So I've been doing 2 a days on 45-minute walks. So that's what it's, small victories, you know, a pat on your own shoulder, even if it's something. I ate today. I brushed my teeth today. Like, even if it's something that small, and then you can continue to build on it. And then hopefully that will help you get back into the regular routine and the swing of things so that you can get back to some sort of normalcy of what your particular life is. You know, my dog was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was barely letting her out. You know, my cats were all over the place. Today I actually scrubbed my house from top to bottom, and I feel better.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like you said, sometimes you just you can't. It's one thing for someone to say, oh, we'll just go outside and take a walk. You know, that makes you feel better. Bitch, I know it makes me feel better. I mean, like, do you not think that I thought of that at this point? But honestly, right now, I just want to lay in my own bed and do nothing. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I know I need to fucking shower. Like, I know this shit. I know this shit. Duh. And I had a friend, or someone who we are no longer on speaking terms, unfortunately. They would do the same thing. They meant well. They came from a good place, but it just pissed me off even more. It would just piss. Well, if you would just get up. Thanks.
Yeah.
I feel so much better now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Why don't you go ahead and take that PhD of nothingness that you have and shove it in your ass? How about that?
Yeah. It reminds me of when I was in the Marine Corps and shit, and like going through basic training, like the drill instructors would just fuck with you. And sometimes it was so hard not to laugh some of the shit that they would say. I remember this one guy, he was trying to go to the bathroom. So you have to speak in third person when you're a recruit. So he's like, you know, Staff Sergeant so-and-so, this recruit would like to request permission to make a head call. He's like, bitch. It's like, sir? He goes, suck a dick. He's like, sir? He goes, fine, and eat a dick. And it's like, he was so stuck, he didn't know what to do. But like, that's kind of how like I feel like I am to people when they ask me dumbass questions. I'm just like, eat a fucking dick, dude. Like, stop. Like, do you hear yourself? Like, clearly I've thought of that already. Like, clearly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's
like
hard in
think
human nature. But when people who don't suffer the way that we do, it's hard for them to genuinely understand, and they just want to help. So you got to kind of take that into consideration. Someone that I have met online, actually, and we talk quite frequently. We talk about 2-3 times a week. They said one of the most poignant things that I have ever heard, and I will use this until the day that I die. When you're talking to someone, let's say you come to me because you have an issue and you have a problem. The immediate thing that I want to do is to fix it. I want to make it better for you. I want to take the pain away or the discomfort that you have and make you better. That is who I am as a person. That is how, you know, your friends and your relatives are. They just want to make it better. But here's what he asked me when I was venting to him about a certain situation. He said, do you want to just vent, or do you want solutions?
Damn. That's crazy.
What? That changed the whole dynamic of our interaction moving forward. Do you want to vent, or do you want a solution? 90% of the time, somebody just needs to vent because they've had a shitty day.
Absolutely. 100%.
They want to tell somebody, you know, like you, I woke up to a fucking flat tire. I got into it with my boss. You know, then as I was leaving, you know, I was having issues with my subordinates. There's nothing I could have done to fix the situation. So what is it that you need from me? Do you want to just vent, or do you want a solution? Hand to God, I use that for everybody now. Like, that is the most, like, it blew the back of my head out. That is such an important question to ask. And I think that we should start incorporating that into our day-to-day thing. So if you know, you go to Lindsay, or Lindsay comes to you, or you come to me, or whatever, what is it that you need? And I think that I do ask you that a lot when you come to me and you say, you know, I got this, that, and the third going on. And I do tell you, what is it that you need from me and how can I help you? And you're like, nothing. I need to go through this alone. I got you. I love you. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. And I let you do your thing for a couple of days and then I'll check on you. But I think that is something that should be incorporated in any type of relationship, friendship, platonic, romantic, sexual, mentor, whatever. Do you want to vent or would you like a solution? You let me know what you need and then we can take it from there.
Yep.
And I thought that was beautiful. Absolutely
that's
beautiful.
Profound shit right there.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And I think that, and I use it now. I use it now because like I said, people just need to vent about their shitty day. They don't want you to fix their problems because it's not something that can be fixed. They just need to vent to somebody and let them know their day was all the way fucked up. Just listen to me. It'll make me feel better, you know? Absolutely.
All right. Well, I didn't even fucking set my timer, but I think it's been like an hour. So we are going to get off here. I got to get to the gym. I got to eat first, see my kids for a little bit. But we're at What to Do This Again. You're like my co-host. But it was fun talking as always. And I'll be hitting you up soon.
Absolutely.
We'll have to have an offline conversation.
If you could just give me like more than 30 minutes next time, that'd be great. You know?
I honestly didn't think he's gonna be able to do it. I was shocked, but I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" But
I was fighting with people of Walmart, so that was fun.
Right. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on off here.
All right.
On this channel, make your next move your best move and transcend your kingdom. Peace.
Peace out.